Here's how to tie the chain Sinnet knot. Take the end of the rope and create a loop, then tuck the rope in from the other side, then do it again and again and again until you reach the desired length. When you've reached the end of the rope, simply take the end, pass it through the final loop to secure the chain Sinnet. This knot is really useful to use when you need to wash the rope or when you need to prepare it for storage, because it pretty much guarantees that the rope won't be tangled up when you'll need it, and it also takes up way less space. For very long ropes, you can fold the rope in half or even one more time, and then proceed as usual with tying the knot. To untie it, simply take the end of the rope back through and then pull, and it unravels by itself. Here's how to tie the Tumble Hitch knot. This knot is super useful because it creates a strong attachment point which can be released very quickly by pulling the end of the rope. Start by creating a bight and placing it in front of the support. Then create another bight and through the back side, go through the first one. Now tighten the first bight and make this one slightly smaller and go over the standing end like this. Finally, create another bight and through the back side, again go through this bight over here. Tighten the knot by pulling the standing end and holding the loop with your other free hand. This knot shouldn't be used for critical situations, but it's reliable enough to hold a very heavy load. It's really useful if you need to hang something up in a tree, because you won't need to climb back up to untie the knot. Just pull the end of the rope and the knot unties by itself. Here's how to tie the Highwayman Hitch. Take the end of the rope, create a bight, and go around the support. Now create another bight on the standing end and go through the first one. And finally, create another bight on the working end and go through the last loop that you just made. Now tighten everything to finish the knot. Use it whenever you need to tie a very secure, quick release hitch. But don't use it for life-threatening situations, because if the tag end gets caught behind something, then the knot can accidentally untie very easily. In fact, to untie it, you just need to pull on the working end. Here's how to tie the slippery 8 loop. Start by tying a loose figure of 8 knot near the end of the rope. Go under, over, under, and through the final loop to create a loose figure of 8. Now take the end of the rope and go behind the standing end through the top loop and out through the bottom one. The tag end should exit right next to this strand over here. And finally, tighten the loose figure of 8 knot to finish this knot. This knot is super useful when you need to attach to a tree or a post, because it's super easy to tie, it doesn't jam too badly, and allows you to put a good amount of tension around the post. It's also very secure even without a stopper knot over here, because the working end is bent in 180 degrees. Here's how to tie a monkey's fist knot. Start by choosing a rope and then tying it 3 times around your arm. Make sure to leave a pretty long section after it to tie the rest of the knot. After that, carefully take out your hand and hold it between your fingers. Now you need to take the end of the rope and pass it through these 3 loops like this. And then you need to go around them another 3 times. When you're finished, it should look something like this. Now you need to take the end of the rope and go through the center of the knot. So starting from the back side in the center and coming out on the other end. And now finally you need to tie another 3 loops, only this time around these 3 strands in the center. When you're finished, it should look something like this, with 3 strands over here, 3 over here, and 3 over here from all sides. Now you need to tie a stopper knot at the end of the rope like this. What you do now is hide the stopper knot in the center of the knot underneath these strands. And now you need to tighten the knot. And you can do that by carefully retracing each strand and just keep tightening it until the whole knot is tight. I've now tightened these 3 strands, and let's continue with these ones. Alright, I've also tightened these 3 strands, and now let's tighten the 3 final ones. And that's how a finished monkey's fist knot should look like. If you're making it for decorative purposes, you can pay more attention to the placement of the strands when you're tightening them. But for my purposes, this looks good enough. Instead of tying it with 3 turns, you can tie it with 4, 5, or even more turns if you want the ball to be bigger. Or you can also add something small in the middle, like a marble, to add more weight to this knot. It's usually used for decorative purposes or for adding weight to the end of the rope so that it's easier to throw over objects. To learn other useful knots, subscribe to our channel. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.